What's up, y'all? It's me, Terrence. I'm back with another video, and today we're going to be taking a look at Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. This movie is a highly anticipated movie for me. I could not wait to see this movie after all the crazy trailers that came out, and especially after the big hype of Spider-Man No Way Home. I'm like, man, this movie is going to be crazy. This movie comes in at a whopping 2 hours and 6 minutes. Yes, this is a very lengthy movie, like all the other movies that come out nowadays, but let's not trip about it. Just make sure you got a comfortable seat. So let's get right into this movie, man. This movie was not good. This movie was not good at all, man. I was let down. I thought this movie was gonna be way better, man, but this movie ended up falling flat for me, man. Off bill. I'm not gonna, I don't waste time with all these schematics and all this blah 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 and that, man. This movie sucked, man, and it was a big letdown because they dropped the ball on so many different things, man. And I'm about to go right into all the things they dropped the ball on. Before I get into that, y'all know spoilers. You know what I'm saying? Spoiler alert. It's nothing but spoilers. Whatever. So, this movie, man. Where do I start? I don't even know where to start because the title suits it. Yes, it was madness. And it wasn't madness in a good way like you would think. But it was madness because it seemed like the plot was just scattered. Like they had an idea, but they didn't execute the idea that they wanted to stick with, and they started just doing any old goddamn thing, man. Like I'm just like, what the hell is going on in this movie? Like, what is going on? And watching the movie, I was very frustrated, you know what I'm saying, because I had such high hopes for this movie because of everything that was leading up to it, but the way they executed it, it wasn't like the plot wasn't bad. Like they had a good idea. It wasn't like the characters was bad. It wasn't like the acting was bad. It just was scattered all over the place. And a lot of things just didn't make sense throughout this movie. The pacing on this movie was bad. Like real bad. The pacing, like you got times where they supposed to be showing a sense of urgency and everybody moving slow when they doing everything. And I don't know if I was just tripping. Let me know in the comments below. Did y'all feel like the same thing when y'all seen this? Like it was times where they were supposed to be moving fast and they were just doing everything so damn slow, like super slow, and it was so annoying and frustrating. Like what the hell are y'all doing? And then it was times where like Marvel, this never happened before, but the CGI was looking whack. I'm like, what's going on? Like, is y'all making movies in the basement? Like, what happened to the great CGI that was in Spider-Man? Like, what's going on? I was so confused. Like, it was like a moment where Scarlet Witch was climbing out of the reflection. It was like water or like a metal thing or something. I can't remember what it was, but it was something she was crawling out of, and the CGI just looked so bad. I'm like, what is going on? And then on top of that, it was just like they didn't know if they wanted to be PG friendly or if they wanted to be like a horror movie or if they wanted to be comedic. It was just like scattered. Like it was, like I said, madness all over. It was like the multiverse. It was madness. And so sitting there, like, after the first hour in, I kind of felt like I wasn't gonna like the movie. But then they had to do this campy, dumb ending. Like somehow they just turned the horror or scary thing into so campy with the I believed in you the whole time and you had the power the whole time. All you had to do is just believe in yourself. What? Golly, even though the movie was bad, it still was some nice parts in there and some great, cinematography and stuff like that. It still is a Marvel movie, so they did knock some things good, and they just did a lot of fanfare throughout the movie, with adding the Professor X and all that stuff, little fanfare stuff there, which was cool, but they kind of wasted it because they killed them off in less than 30 minutes. The movie was 2 hours and they killed these great characters in less than 30 minutes. And it was just like, what was the point of even having them? They're not going to be in no other movie because y'all killed them off here. What was the point? And then they highlighted the fact that this was supposed to be Earth 616. If you're a fan of the comic books, that's a slap in the face because none of this stuff even is remotely the same as the comic books. It's so different. I figured it was its own thing. It wasn't even no point of naming that this was Earth 616. Like, that junk was just whack. So before I continue, just bash this movie, because it do deserve to be bashed. It was some great things. Like I said, the cinematography was good, the acting was on point, the character development was okay. You know what I'm saying? I really liked the storyline behind Americus, or whatever the girl name was. I can't remember, but I liked her storyline and about how she could jump universes. That jump was cool, and the development of Scarlet Witch, that jump was kind of all right. You know what I'm saying? The way they made her a villain or whatever, that was all right. But it was just a lot of things that just fell straight up flat and on his face, you know. And with all that being said, I give this movie a 4 out of 10. Yeah, this movie was bad, but it wasn't terrible. You know what I'm saying? It still can be enjoyable to the average watcher. Like, anybody who just want to go and watch it, you're going to enjoy this movie. But me, I didn't find this movie enjoyable, man. I would not be watching it again. It was 2 hours of too long. It was too long. It was drawn out, and the fight scenes was whack too. And I forgot to mention that the fight scenes was trash, man. They wasn't really tripping you out with some of the stuff that they was doing. They was more so, you know, like, it was a fight scene where Dr. Strange was fighting himself with music. That shit was boring. I'm like, what the hell, man? Like, why y'all not jumping through the universe and doing all that crazy stuff that was in the trailer? You know what I'm saying? I'm thinking y'all about to be skipping through universes throughout the whole movie, but it was like a small section where they did that. And then they did skip the universe, don't get me wrong, but I thought there was be like some trippy stuff like it was in the first movie. Wasn't no real trippy going on stuff like that, man. They had instances where they could have did it, and then they just dropped it and it just went flat. You know what I'm saying? And with all that being said, let me know what you thought in the comments below about the movie. Am I tripping? Did you like the movie way more than what I'm putting off? Let me know. And if you haven't seen it, check it out. Tell me what you think. Maybe you might think of it differently, but me, the movie was a dud in my opinion. And thank you for watching. If you haven't already, subscribe to the channel. And I guess I'll catch you guys on the next review or the next video, whatever I do next. God bless and peace.